Well, hello everyone, I'm Postmaster Radio and it's time to bring on the funny. You're listening to Ujokes Weekly, the official podcast highlighting Jonathan Mangum's virtual comedy show Ujokes, where comedians compete for the best joke, plus you guys playing along on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever else can also have a shot at taking the crown of comedy. It is literally comedy gold at your fingertips. And today I'm counting down my top 5 jokes from last night's show, Ujokes episode 81, Carrie Clifford versus Andrew Hobson. Details to come, but first, if you missed last week's Ujokes show with Tatiana Godfrey and Ron Lynch, catch up via the Ujokes YouTube channel, or there's a link to last week's Ujokes podcast in the description. For any newcomers listening from Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, please leave a rating and review if it's not too much trouble. And don't forget, guys, keep listening until the end of the podcast, because after the top 5 countdown, the Ujokes Awards will be up, full of additional highlights to come. But now enough chit-chat, let's get this countdown going. At spot number 5, we go to Andrew Hobson for a game of inspirational poster for the pic of a guy riding on a chicken, followed by a couple of other chickens behind him. Andrew had to come up with an inspirational saying, were that pic to be an inspirational poster. And this is what Andrew said.
Dance like no one's watching. Ride a chicken like nothing bad could happen.
Yeah, I gotta admit that was a pretty good joke. Not too shabby, Andrew Hobson. At spot number 4 on the countdown, we go to just before inspirational poster, a little thing called Last Show's Best, which if you don't know about, I'll quickly explain. Not everyone can compete on Ujokes Live. A sad truth, but it has happened to me once or twice. If that happened to you with last night's Ujokes show, that's okay. Still type your joke into the YouTube comment section. Jonathan and his producer Josh will go back and look through all of the jokes, not only from last night's show, but from, if there are any, Ujokes minigames that might pop up on Jonathan's Facebook page or the community tab of the Ujokes YouTube channel. All of the jokes will be reflected upon in a comedic fashion, and whichever joke is deemed numero uno, whoever submitted that joke gets a chance to compete live on the next Ujokes show, which, by the way, is coming up on Monday, July 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, this week's Last Show's Best was unable to compete live, but this funny guy, Jerry Kennedy, had a good joke for DJ Who. Remember that game last week with the pic of the guy eating pizza in a bathtub? Well, Jerry came up with a funny DJ name for that one, DJ Sleeps Alone. So that was my 4th favorite joke from last night's Ujokes show. Well done to Jerry Last Show's Best Kennedy. And now it's time to shed the spotlight on Carrie Clifford. Spot number 3 on the countdown goes to a game called Bumblebrag, for the picture of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or maybe a Harvey Two-Face-like guy, in which half of him is peanut butter and the other half jelly. Were this pic to pop up on somebody's dating profile, what would the dating profile say?
I mean, obviously a lot, but all I could think of is this is so stupid. Look what skill I learned during the pandemic.
Hey, you know what? We got through it how we got through it. No shame on that guy.
Yep.
And yeah, as you just heard, Carrie Clifford coming in with a good one. And you know what? You did better than I did, Carrie, because despite me submitting a couple of jokes into the YouTube chat, I was like, what the hell is that delicious monstrosity? Oh god. Well, needless to say, Carrie's joke was much better than the ones I had put in the YouTube live chat. So great job, Carrie, and the spotlight is still on you, because not only do you have my 3rd favorite joke of the night, but my 2nd favorite as well. Spot number 2 on the countdown goes to What's This Invention? And for this game, based on the pic of Heels, aka who invented those horrible shoes, Heels protecting themselves from the sun, I guess, with umbrellas on them. And do not ask me where the Ujokes producer finds these pics from, because I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, based on that pic, Carrie had to come up with the funniest invention name possible. Was this joke a winner? Hell yeah, it was.
Well, obviously, these are from a line of pair of souls, right? And I'm pretty sure, thank you. And I'm pretty sure these are for when you want to, I don't know, take your pet snails out for a walk.
I mean, the pair of souls instantly won me over. I didn't even need to hear the rest of that joke, so well done, Carrie Clifford, once again. But, last but not least, at spot numero uno on the countdown, my favorite joke from the night, a little bit of deja vu in a similar case with Tatiana and Ron's show from last week, but the top spot goes to Team Audience. The game, Jing-along. The pick, a non-existent brand of diapers/thongs, I suppose, called Thongies. You have to come up with the best possible jingle for this utterly useless product. Now, I know what you're thinking. Can the audience sing? Yes, they can carry a tune. Now, the next thing you might be thinking is, who the hell is going to do the singing for Team Audience? It's not like Jonathan's producer Josh can carry a tune. Well, maybe he can. I don't know him that well. But what I can tell you is that Jonathan Mangum does the singing for the selected audience member, which may be for the better or for the worse. But if anyone asks, it's for the better. But anyway, here's the joke from Team Audience.
Josh, pull one out, and I will attempt to sing Shannon R. Take the thongies with some tongies and throw them in the trash. Yeah. Yeah. I love that it in her song, it actually had directions on how to use them. That's totally inventive and admirable in any sense of marketing as I know it.
And congrats, Sharon, for having my favorite joke of the night. And much like with last week's DJ Who and Frat Boy Slim, I feel like Shannon was robbed of a win, not only for Team Audience, but for herself as well. I mean, that was a pretty good jingle if I do say so myself. Anyway, with that being said, that is it for the top 5 countdown. Now we go on to the Ujokes Awards. For Comedian of the Week, very easy choice. This time around, Carrie Clifford, not only because 2 of her jokes were a part of this week's countdown, unlike Mr. Hobson, but if you ask me, I kind of feel like Andrew was a little bit out of it. I don't know if it was the fact that for him it was 3 a.m. because last night he was in Serbia and he was working on a film in Serbia. I don't know if that somehow diminished his comedic demeanor or if it was something else, because most of Andrew's jokes from the night were more of in a serious fashion, and I'm like, oh, I'm not getting that many funny vibes from him. I mean, what do I know? I'm not a professional comedian. I don't host a comedy show. I host a comedy podcast, but even then, that might not say much. But still, I gotta give props to Andrew Hobson because he did put on a pretty good performance last night on Ujokes, but ultimately, Carrie Clifford, the winner. Well done. For Game of the Week, and actually for the rest of the awards this week, it's all about Jing-along. That's the Game of the Week, and it's also home to the Audience Award. Congrats once again, Shannon R. You had my favorite joke of the night. And as for Manga Moment, the award devoted to Ujokes host Jonathan Mangum, it's him singing the jingle because I never get tired of that. I don't know why, but it's just so funny. And with that being said, that was a very quick edition of Ujokes Awards. Wow, that really flew by this time. Oh well, who knew? Anyway, that is almost it for this week's Ujokes podcast, but a couple of final announcements to make. Obviously, you know the next Ujokes show is coming up on Monday, July 5th. And regarding the other shows on the Ujokes YouTube channel, High Jokes Score, you need to catch up on that ASAP because somebody's going to win $25 for themselves and an additional $25 for a charity of their choice. There's also FMK Champs, hosted by College Humor's Carolyn Page. Did I say, though, last time that there was a show on Wednesday, June 23rd? Because if I did, my apologies, I was mistaken. FMK Champs is actually on a hiatus at the moment. It will be back on Wednesday, July the 7th, so keep that in mind. I also want to let you know that if you want more Ujokes fun, obviously don't forget to submit a joke for a chance to be last show's best, and check out the Ujokes website, ujokes.com, created by Ujokes fanatic Craig in the UK. Link to that website is in the description, along with my Twitter and Insta profiles. Don't forget to follow me there at Postmaster Video on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with me and my Ujokes podcast, and whatever else I do in this lovely world of podcasting and by extension comedy. Make sure you also like, subscribe, follow, comment, rate, and review on the Apple and Google podcasting platforms, plus YouTube, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podchaser. The account links are all in the description. Thank you again for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Ujokes Weekly. And until next week, well, bye for now. See ya!